Hi students, good morning. Let us continue our second lesson, Mesopotamian civilization. In our last class, we almost 2-3 points related as their occupation we studied. Now the next content or next topic or next feature of the Mesopotamian civilization is their architecture and what are the contributions in the field of architecture, what was the things they were used for build their houses and some buildings like that we want to study under the architecture. Concentrate and all the important points I mentioned there in the board. After watching the video you can read the text also. You can find out these sentences and important points there in the textbook also. Okay, Mesopotamians gave birth to the world's first cities which were largely built of sun-dried bricks. They used the bricks for build or construction, building construction. They used the bricks. It was dried under the sunlight. Sun-dried bricks were used. Also, domestic architecture of Mesopotamia also grew out of the soil and upon which it stood. Also, these Mesopotamians were great builders. And the specimens and some of the contributions also showing light to. They become very great builders. Also, they were the first people in the world used the shapes like as columns, arches and roofed structures. Listen. We know these shapes already sometimes you heard and you experienced by drawing in the mathematics geometrical way. Columns, we know that what is arch shaped or arches. Also roof construction, that one very familiar to us. Now the concrete buildings also roof constructions are there. So these are the first, the people of Mesopotamians are the first in the world showing these kind of shapes and construction pattern or the feature in the under the architecture field. And also while more complex homes were built of sun-dried clay bricks, they used clay for building or making the bricks. Used clay very widely, they were used. Also they with their famous ziggurats, we studied the ziggurat because they are related as the town planning. We studied that the first important part of the town, it is known as their sacred region or sacred area because of the ziggurats or their temple complex. Also we studied that their city states, each city state had their own patron of god. So this ziggurats was very one of the greatest contribution of the Mesopotamians. Also built the ziggurat also built using oven baked bricks, and after that itself they painted. We can see the figure or picture there in the textbook, the color given by them for the bricks. After baking they given different colors for the attraction. And another important feature of the Mesopotamian architecture was the large gateway of a city. The most famous of these gateways is the Ishtar gateway from Babylon. Each city state has one greatest gateways, the common gate getting into the city state. One of the most important or famous gateway was the Ishtar gateway from Babylon, now in the Berlin Museum. That shape it is showing there in the museum or keeping there in the museum now. Also one of the greatest specimen, or we can tell that it is the most remarkable achievement of the Mesopotamians, that is known as their hanging gardens of Babylon. From the term itself we know that we can identify that how the garden become hanging, but they built like that way. It was the greatest achievement showing their engineering skill of the Mesopotamians. That is the contribution of their hanging garden of Babylon. These were ascending series of tiered gardens containing all types of trees were there. Shrubs were there, vines were there. The gardens looked like a large green mountain constructed of mud bricks, used mud bricks like that way. Hanging shape it is showing like that way. It's a figure or picture also given there, you can see. So these are the greatest contributions of the Mesopotamians under the field of architecture. Listen, important points, concentrate and study. One question answer is there, sixth question's answer under this paragraph architecture, and the points, important points only want to study for a 3 or 4 mark question. The selected points only we want to study. The sixth question is, how can you say that the Mesopotamians were great builders? These points only want to concentrate. Okay. Next feature or characteristics of the Mesopotamians are their religious beliefs. Religion played an important role in the life of the Mesopotamians. They worshipped many gods. And each city had, already we studied, each city had their own patron of god were there. For example, Nanna, the moon god, was the patron god of Ur, the city we studied under Sumer. And the four most important gods worshipped by the Sumerians, the same Sumerians worshipped these gods like as their name, An, Enlil, Enki and Ninhursag. Once again listen that it's not at all means familiar words to us. They called their important gods, the worshipped important gods, their names are known as An, Enlil, Enki and Ninhursag. And also these four were regarded as the creator deities who created all other gods, like as the trios we are believing, or especially the Hindus believing like that way. They believed these gods are their creators of other gods. Also we studied that their ziggurats, that is temple complexes, each gods and built their temples. Such temples were called as ziggurat. What is ziggurat means? The temples of the gods. Ziggurat means the hill of heaven. The meaning of ziggurat, the term is hill of heaven, and were mud bricks temples built and artificial mounds in every city. Each city had their own common ziggurat. That when we studied their town planning. Also this is ziggurats they used. Other importance also are there. Each point listen. Temples served as the centers of education. These ziggurats are considering as the centers of education. Observatories of astrologers. They were used to observatories by the astrologers to study the stars and planets. Astrology means study about stars and planets. Also sometimes they used these ziggurats as the center of trade, centers of trade. Listen, these three importance also. Answer of picture study answer the importance of ziggurat. We can see that a picture study question ziggurat it is given there, and also seventh question answer is here. How did religion influence in the life of the Mesopotamians? Along with the class I will attach the image of this page. You can start to study and I will ask the questions in the next live session. How much questions we marked and studied. Okay. Listen students, watch the video carefully. Watch 2-3 times. Watch. After that you can write the points in the as the lecture note, and after that read the textbook along with the class itself or video itself. Okay. Thank you.